On the third day of our Alaskan vacation, we panned for gold at Gold Dredge number 8, took a cruise on the Chena River, and saw a show at the Palace Theater. Our first stop was at Gold Dredge 8, approximately 18 miles north of Fairbanks. Part of the Alaskan pipeline was located at the entrance to Gold Dredge 8. We were brought to the dredge via a narrow gauge railroad, which is a replica of the Chena Valley Railroad. Gold Dredge 8 operated in the Gold Stream Valley of Fairbanks from 1928 to 1959 and extracted millions of ounces of gold from the frozen Alaskan ground. Today, Gold Dredge 8 is listed on the U.S. National Register of Historic Places, and the site is a U.S. Historic District. Mary and I learned how to pan for gold. Between the two of us, we amassed 12 milligrams of gold. The dredge worked by walking across gold fields, scooping up material, and then mechanically panning it to separate the gold. The dredge used a series of large bucket-shaped scoops attached to a conveyor belt to dig up the earth. The excavated material was then transported to a central point on the dredge. The material was processed through a series of mechanical pans, separating the heavier gold from the lighter rocks and debris. The gold, being heavier, would settle to the bottom of the pans, while the lighter materials were washed away. Remaining rocks and debris were deposited behind the dredge as it walked across the gold field. The Klondike Gold Rush was a period of intense gold mining activity in the Klondike region of the Yukon Territory in Canada. This also impacted Alaska. The initial trigger was the discovery of gold near the Klondike River in the Yukon Territory, leading to a stampede of prospectors. While the Yukon was the main target, gold discoveries in Alaska, notably near Nome, drew many prospectors away from the Yukon. The gold rush had a significant impact on Alaska, leading to the establishment of mining camps and the growth of towns like Nome and Fairbanks. Our next stop was the Riverboat Discovery. After a hearty family-style beef stew lunch at the Discovery Dining Hall, we boarded the Discovery 3 for a trip down the Chena River. Upon setting sail from Steamboat Landing, our first stop was at the Trail Breaker Kennel. This stop was the home and kennel of the late four-time Iditarod champion, Susan Butcher, who was also the second woman to win the Iditarod. Susan's husband Dave and daughter Tekla Munson shared stories of her life on the trail and followed this up with a dog mushing demonstration. The riverboat continued south to the confluence of the Chena and Tanana rivers, where it reversed direction and headed to the Chena Village Living Museum. One can see a clear difference in the physical appearance of the two rivers at their confluence. The Chena River's headwaters originate in a forested mountainous area where the water can be filtered naturally before entering the river. This natural filtration helps remove sediment and pollutants, contributing to the river's clarity. The Tanana River, however, originates from snow and glacier melt in the Alaska Range and flows through a broader, more alluvial plain, picking up more sediment and pollutants as it travels. As we approached the dock to the village, we could see a fish wheel, a mechanical means of catching fish. Upon debarking, we took a guided walking tour of a reproduction Athabascan village. Our guide was Sky, a Koyukon Athabascan. She explained how the Athabascans hunted moose, tanned the moose hide, and then turned them into apparel. Here you can see a cache where food and pelts were stored. The village has a resident herd of reindeer, which are essentially domesticated caribou. Here is an example of a primitive hut that an Athabascan might have used. In 2016, 2 bull moose were found entangled by their antlers near Chena village. The antlers likely became entangled during the mating season fight, and the moose fell into water, which then froze around them. Handlers from Susan Butcher's Trailbreaker Kennel were available to answer questions about the Alaskan husky and the sport of dog mushing. There are a few sled dogs there to help with demonstration. Here our guide Sky can be seen modeling a native regalia fur piece. As we made our way back to Steamboat Landing, we noticed that one of the riverfront residents had their very own paddle boat. After dinner that evening, we headed back to Pioneer Park to the Palace Theater to see the Golden Heart Revue. The Palace Theater was Golden's grocery store in a previous life. The Palace Theater's Golden Heart Revue is a hilarious musical comedy. Through songs and stories, the polished professional cast gives the historical highlights of Fairbanks, also known as the Golden Heart City, and answers a few commonly asked questions about the town, such as, why would anyone ever want to live here? The Golden Heart Revue features music and lyrics by Fairbanks composer Jim Bell and book by Timothy Ames, William Arnold, and Richard Ussery and Steve Arthur. Fortunately, we were told that we could record small segments of the show.
Where?
Right here in my dream.
He sees it in his dream.
I see a hustling, bustling, thriving metropolis of rough, tough, good-hearted people. I say put up a town down by the river.
Put up a town down by the river. Put up a town. They told us it was here. They made it absolutely clear. But the gold was never here. And now it's gone. Oh Lord. In a good old time saloon, they wouldn't let me sing because I couldn't find the tune. Oh, let me get you there. But I practiced and I practiced till I found the perfect day. And now they let me sing and dance my little heart away. They calls me Luscious Louise. I just comes up from Valdez to entertain. I learned to strut my stuff, and I hope it's enough to entertain you. I'm wearing ruffles and lace, 2 spots of rouge on my face. I've got some twinkles in my eye. I tried 100% to pay my board and my rent. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna live before I die. Woo! Let's go! The Oregon Mare, and my stage name is Minnie. When I do the can, I do it with a Winnie.
you for allowing Mary and I to share day 3 of our Alaskan vacation with you. Join us for day 4 as we travel from Fairbanks to the Denali Princess Wilderness Lodge, making a stop along the way at the Tatlanika gift shop.